Well, hello and welcome to The Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Now, what do we have this time? It is a Highland whiskey, the Glengoyne 12-year-old. Let's just make sure you can see that. I've so far reviewed the 10-year-old Glengoyne, and I enjoyed the 10 very, very much. So I thought we'd give the 12 a try. I like the packaging. It's kind of tastefully over-packaged. You can see this herringbone detail on the tube here, this embossed seal, lots of information on it, rather handsome crest here, and then the theme continues inside this custom bottle with this sheaf of barley on the back. Not cheap to produce all of this custom packaging, but I describe it as tastefully tastefully over packaged. So yes, they've maybe spent a little too much, but they've done it in quite a handsome way. So I enjoyed the 10-year-old, but I thought that the 12 was worth a try. Bottle at 43% ABV. Its natural colour doesn't say anything at all about chill filtration. So I think at 43. We have to assume that there might have been a little bit of chill filtration gone on. What more do I want to say? Odd in that the distillery is in the Highlands, but the warehouses that they use are over the road in the Lowlands. So it's on the absolute border. So it's distilled in the Highlands and then matured in the Lowlands. That sounds very odd, but it's sadly not that untypical, because big companies like Diageo will distill spirits, say on Skye for Talisker, and then they will carry it in a tanker to a large facility on the mainland, and then age it there. So it sounds odd. It's odd in that the distillery complex is bisected by this road that divides the two, but it's not that unusual for things to be aged in a different region than they're distilled in. So that's what we've got. It's very, very malty. I described the 10 as more cereal than malty. This is definitely malty. A lot of banana going on, a lot of soft fruits. And it's inviting, very, very nice. A slight herbal note going on, so you've got an overripe banana and a very green banana. Also, and it's elegantly balanced. Sherried whiskey, but it's a nice balance between the spirit notes and the cask notes. So it's not overpowering. The sherry notes here are not it's not what you would call a sherry monster, although I think as you move up the Glengoyne range to the 21 and 25 and possibly even beyond that, I'm sure you do find your way into sherry monster territory. There's a little bit of matchbox sulphur, the matchbox striker, again elegantly balanced with the sherry. Honey and mango, overripe banana loaf drizzled with a little bit of honey, marmalade, autumn leaves, a kind of malted loaf, which not popular in North America. I think it sells under the brand of Saurine in the UK and elsewhere. It's kind of a malted fruit loaf. I pick up a little bit of that. Lime. Battenberg cake, again not something popular in North America. It's a sponge cake with a bit of jam wrapped in a marzipan. I get the fruit Mentos, those candies, and I get all of the fruity flavours in those. So the sort of strawberry, the the mango, all of the flavors, apple and pear, candy apple. It's oily. There's an odd kind of olive oil or truffle oil note that comes through, very slight. And I pick up the German Lebkuchen with the ginger centre. So it's like this baked gingerbread, but you can get it with a soft ginger jam centre. Pick up a little bit of that. Altogether, malty, inviting, balanced, I would describe it as. And this actually has another thing about Glengoyne. They have a very long fermentation and a very slow distillation, and they also don't use any peat at all. I like peat. I like my peated Islers, but it's nice that they haven't sort of compromised on that. And they actually say it on the packaging. They say 100% air dried, no peat. And it's kind of nice that they haven't just added a little bit of peat or whatever, and they're willing to at least give us the information to say that this is unpeated. And it's true that there's no whiff of smoke on this at all. So those very sensitive to peat smoke might enjoy this. On the palate, it is sweet and malting. Pick up marmalade rum, aged rum, dark rum, banana bread with honey, slight mineral note. The malt's a little bit effervescent, it's lively, which is good. Cereal notes, not as pronounced as on the 10. I get like a honeyed cereal, a honeyed barley note, a very sort of porridgey note on the 10, which I don't pick up so much here, but it is there, and it's obviously part of the distillery character, which is good. It's just with the 12, the cask is starting to assert itself a little more. Oak, cinnamon, butter. Very nice. Let's add just a little bit of water. It's at 43, so I'm not even going to give it a full teaspoon. Give it about half a teaspoon. Let's just see what that does to the nose. Sweet herbal notes starting to make their way in. I do get the very strange dill note actually on the nose when I start to add a little bit of water. Sweet perfume, still malty, but it's cut with a kind of tangerine sweetness as well. Poached apples, more citrus, hint of lime. Dried fruits, raisins, papaya, vanilla. And the youngish fruit notes start to become more sherbety, a bit sharper when you add a little bit of water. The water adds a pleasant bitterness, a pleasant sourness as well. The oak becomes much more pronounced when we add water. The finish is of root beer and ginger, hint of butter, sweet sherry, bitter lemon, mineral, quinine, buttermint, oak, red cinnamon powder, and coffee with cream. So I describe this as, and I do pick up now the fermentation notes, so a very well brewed beer. I did keep a sample of the 10-year-old here, So it'd be fun to do a comparison between the two. The 10 gets a little bit of a bad rap because I think the 12 is seen as the entry level, and with Glengoyne they're quite well priced all the way up, so you can afford a 21-year-old, a 25-year-old, and the 12-year-old is there, and it's slightly, I won't say it's maligned, but it's not the one people point to on the shelf and go, look at me, I've got a 25-year-old whiskey. And then the 10 comes in obviously below that, so I think maybe the 10 is overlooked. And this here is the 10. Much more licorice. I'm picking up that cereal note. A lot of licorice, a lot of mineral. And then comparing that to the 12. The 12 more oaky and fruity. The 10 younger, sappier, more honeyed. There's a big difference between them actually. The 12 has got that sulphury, oaky cask note to it. Basically, both are good. Both a little bit overlooked. I think the one I would buy sooner would be the 12, but I'm interested in going a bit further up the ages with Glengoyne. 10 and 12 both very good. The 12, I'd say it's going to sound odd because people don't like to talk about whiskey being smooth, but I'd describe the 12 as being smooth in all the right ways. So that long fermentation adds a lot, and the slow distillation means it's smooth but characterful as well. So yeah, I recommend the Glengoyne 12. Very, very good addition to the bar. And this I'd probably say is the entry to the Glengoyne range. So recommended. And hope you enjoyed the review. Like, comment and subscribe. And I'm interested in doing some more older Glengoynes maybe later in the year. Don't have any others on the shelf, but stay tuned. I've got some exciting stuff coming, some rare and difficult to get whiskies coming up. Grain whiskies from countries that you wouldn't normally associate with whiskey production. So that should be exciting. Anyway, like, comment and subscribe, and hope to see you again soon. Cheers. Bye bye.